Jukun people, they call themselves Wapa. The Jukun is a name, is a word in Jukun, in Wapa, called meaning people. So because of their interaction with others, they now refer to them Jukun. The concentration of people you call Jukun, or the Wapa, okay, they are found concentrated mostly in Taraba State. Or then there are concentrated in Taraba State. Then there are concentration also, some of them in Gombe, that is in Pindiga area. So you have concentration in Pindiga, pure Jukun. Then you have concentration in Plateau, Wase area. Then in Nasarawa, you have them in Awe, we call them Awi. There are many of them in those areas. But there are also some Jukunist tribe in the states. They are scattered. Some have lost the language, but they identify with the Jukun. Even some Igbo people, the Arochukwu people, they will tell you, Ndi people, they will tell you they are from here, and so on and so forth. If you go to the Cross River, you see them, they are also there. Late Aku Uka Dr. Shekarau Angyu Masa-Ibi CON was the 24th Aku Uka. His father was the 18th Aku. Yes. So you can see he rightly inherited the throne of his own four forefathers.
Father, the Majesty Aku Uka, who is on transition to Nando, is a father of the nation of the Korofa entirely. Any people who they call them Jukun, this is our father whom we so much respect.
In Jukun Kingdom, we believe that the Aku doesn't die. That's our belief. So today, the Aku is transiting to another realm where he will be transformed and come back in another phase in few days. That is when we will see the manifestation of a new king in the Kwararafa Kingdom.
And this is the last respect we give to our king before the new one is installed.
Before the Aku Uka is made, the oracles, the kingmakers, they have to consult divine, make some traditional divine consultations. And they pick normally the correct thing that the oracle tells them. The Aku, before you pick somebody, he will ensure that there is prosperity in the community, there will be abundance, food, there will be peace, and so on and so forth. And truly this reflected on him, because when he was picked, it was throughout his reign. You see that there was prosperity. Wukari developed tremendously. When he came on board, there was only one secondary school here. But today you can see there are many secondary schools. From his reign was from 1976 till today. I mean, till the time he breathed last. He was called to join his ancestors. We have about 3 universities. The Kwararafa University, the Opi University, then we have the Federal University. Then the town, as you can see, a man of peace. The town has prospered greatly. You see, it has expanded. If you were here in 1976, by today you will see the different thing altogether. See development everywhere. And then he brought some modernization even to our own rigid culture. Things that were not known before. He relaxed most of these things. Because in those days you could not even go to Aku Uka and speak to him. You had to do it through the interpreter. But he could, during his time, he could speak to you directly. Like some of us, there are certain period you will not see Aku Uka. He's not seen easily. But he relaxed some of these things by even paying some whatever whatever punishment the tradition has requested. He will do that just to recite, because it is mandatory. He must do. If he breaks certain norms, he will be punished. And he used to accept and punish for the good of his society, so that we'll catch up with modernity. Aku will never pick something on the ground, but he relaxed all of these things by, paying certain things that the tradition demanded. He would do that one. Travel by road, even on vehicle to cross the river. But he did all these things. I told you that he has improved on the traditional something. These are heroic things that have made the people to be more progressive, the society to be more progressive. Without him, that would have been, the Jukun are known to be a conservative group of people, never change anything. But through his leadership, all these things were like, that's why you see us freely. See people coming in from all over the place. Otherwise, would have locked our place. It's a great loss to all of us. As you can see, even when he passed on, nobody knew about it, because they have to keep a complete secret. When the news was broken traditionally, it was a shock for everybody because he was loved by all his subjects. Despite all these things, because he was a man of peace, so he was loved by people across, that cut across the religious dividing. So when he now passed on, people were, oh, they lost a great person leader. They are now thinking, okay, we are hoping somebody will come that will even do better. Or he maintained that his standard. So that is the hope of the people.
He's a historian, reserve of knowledge. That is why you can see all his sons and daughters from diaspora. They are all here across the nation. They are all here because he's a father indeed. He has touched every corner of this nation. So today we have gathered here once more again to say bye-bye to our father. And you can see for the past 45 years, we have not witnessed this experience. And today, thousands of us are going to be a witness and a partaker of this very program. In the past, it happened, but some of us were not opportune. By then, we are still very young. But to the glory of God, today, we are counted among the living who can testify and be a partaker of the program. Well on.
Live in peace with other tribes. He will tell you live in peace with other kingdoms. That is what he emphasized throughout his life.
In fact, he said, I recall when we ventured to visit him, that now he can go and meet his ancestors, that he left their descendants as one. That's what he said. That now he can go and meet his ancestors because he didn't leave the royal family in disarray, but he left there as one indivisible family.
Because he has been a backbone, he has been there from day one, giving us all the support. That shows you the kind of leader he is. Because he encouraged the youth to be at the forefront of leadership, and that's exactly what we have been doing. And we have used the association through his support to achieve unity amongst our people and a lot of development that we have attracted so far.
can see before you don't allow any camera to come to this place.
All right.
But now the things have changed, technology have come in, so now there's some entrance has opened. Many people will come here and see our culture. That is what we do.
I see Baba as synonymous with modernization. Why do I say so? Because by virtue of my training as a town planner, it was during this event that Wukari had a master plan to guide its fiscal development. As a result of this, some development projects were brought in, such as the secondary school, the teachers college, and the federal government college. Then later on we have Federal University of Wukari, and then even the Katon-Byenis University. This was all as a result of his influence and connection and his own visionary foresight that brought about all these some of these government projects which saw the expansion of Wukari fiscal wise and in terms of provision of facilities and amenities. So you can see that Baba to me was synonymous with modernization.
He's somebody that is very accommodating, very tolerant, anytime you come to him, you learn a lot of things. You must go home with something.
Well, this is a very sad event because the number one citizen of the Jukun Kingdom is transiting today to join his ancestors. And today marks maybe the last day for the transition period. You remember he transited last month, and then today is being fixed for the final traditional rite. And after today, all basic transition rites must have been concluded. So that is why we're here today, and you can see all over every Jukun man that worth its salt, all over the country, within and outside, that had the opportunity to be here, is here today to join those of us that are in Taraba State, that are in Wukari local government, to carry out this ceremony. Everything must have been concluded according to the traditional rites, and then the process for the new installation of Aku will commence. So the traditional council, Wukari Traditional Council, will be saddled with that responsibility. There is a gazette, and I'm sure it's not a new gazette. They've been doing this severally, and I'm sure they will commence the process.
If you can see the women, there is always a wish by the women to the Aku that as you transit, who will give us food to eat? The women have abundance in the land. When you see during festive period, the Aku will provide wrappers, provide food that they will share to women and children. And when when there is anything, when you see government, when there is disease in the land, he will make sure that they mobilize the women and the children to go out and take vaccines. He's always in front to like champion all that cause for the women and children, and that means he's doing that to see that the women and the children in the land live.